Hello, members. Welcome to the 2021 membership season for the Fit and Map and Mega membership. Justin Johnson here, really excited to have you guys join us and to have you on board for what we are hoping to be one of the best off seasons for each of you. We are really excited about the offerings that we have this year, some of the changes that we've made, some of the coaches that will be involved with you, and the partnerships that we've had. And so we're excited to share that with you guys, give you some outlines, some expectations. So just so you guys are aware of kind of what you're in for here today in our orientations. Typically in a non-COVID year, we'd be all gathered together in one of our facilities, and you'd get a chance to meet and shake hands with each of the coaches that are involved with your son or daughter's development. We get a chance to go through some expectations for the facility, for the training, kind of standard operating procedures. And we get a chance to talk with you about our partnerships. And so that's what we'll do today as well. We'll also highlight some of the COVID policies that we have. And as we look towards, hopefully some loosening of those as we get into the training season. But first, I would like to introduce our coaching staff for you so that you have a chance to see who will be working with your kids, the type of mentors and type of people that and experiences that our coaching staff has, I think is easily second to none. And then I think that'll be something that will be pretty clear fairly quickly as we go through everybody. And this is really a highlight and an asset for our company and for your kids, hopefully, to take advantage of. Real briefly, my name is Justin Johnson. I'm the founder of Mega Goaltending and owner of Fit and Map Hockey. I grew up playing my youth hockey and high school hockey in Blaine. Played a couple years of junior hockey and then 4 years at the University of Minnesota. I was fortunate enough to be a part of their national championship teams in 2002 and 2003. I went on to coach at the University of Minnesota and St. Cloud State, both the boys and girls side. And so I've been involved with the Fit, Map, and Mega programs since about 2009. And so we are really excited about what we have for you guys. And a big part of that, again, as I said, is our coaching staff. And so with that, I'd like to pass it to Dan Dinette, who is our director at our North Campus. Dan.
Thank you. As you mentioned, my name is Dan Dinette. I'm one of the managers for the company of Map and Fit. I'm also a trainer, so I'm involved with all the training aspects on ice and off ice. I've been with the company for over 11 years now. So originally from Anoka, Minnesota, played my youth and high school hockey there. I went and played in the USHL for 2 years in Des Moines, Iowa. And I played 4 years of college hockey at Northern Michigan University. Following my collegiate career, I spent about 4 years playing minor pro hockey all over, from the United States all the way to Korea. So looking forward to meet everybody that's new. Looking forward to see everybody that's coming back. I'm excited for the season to start. Thanks.
Hi, everybody. My name is Brad Thompson. I am the East Campus Director. I've been with the company for about 10 years now. A little background about me. I grew up in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, played my youth and high school hockey there, played 2 years of junior hockey, Twin City Vulcans, where we won the national championship, and then Tri-City Storm. After that, played 4 years at Mankato, and then played 5 years pro just around in the United States. Really looking forward to getting started. Hopefully everything is close to back to normal. Looking forward to meeting everybody again, and see you soon. G.
Hey guys, I'm Garrett Grinke. I'm the West Campus Director. I've been with the company in many capacities for about 16 years. Just a little background about me. I'm actually from the Plymouth area. I played my association hockey for the Armstrong Falcons. From there, I played at the Benilde St. Margaret's. And then after that, I went to play juniors in the North American Hockey League out in Montana. Actually took me 7 teams before I found a team, so I found a way to get cut quite a few times. But after that, I played my collegiate hockey at the University of St. Thomas, and then from there played 6 years professionally in the throughout the U.S. After that, once I finished playing, I committed to Map and Fit full time the last 7 years, and I've also been assistant coach at the University of St. Thomas. Hockey is obviously a passion for me, and I look forward to working with our members this off season. Dan, you're up.
Welcome. My name is Dan Iacowa. I'm the guidance director and lead instructor at the North Campus. Grew up in Apple Valley, played my youth hockey in Rosemount. From there, I played 1 year in the USHL. After the USHL, I went and played 3 years at Miami University in Ohio. Left my senior year and signed a contract and went to Japan for 11 years, where I was fortunate enough to play in 4 A-Pool World Championships with Team Japan. And from there, went back, finished my degree at Miami University, coached their club team there for 4 years and went to the national tournament 4 years in a row. From there, I went and was a head coach and GM 5 of the 6 years in the North American Hockey League. From there, I came to MAP. I've been here for 4 years now, and I'm excited about getting back with the boys and hopefully helping players move on to the next level.
Hi, everybody. My name is Brett Way. I grew up in Lansing, Michigan. I am the fit director at the North Campus, but also work with all athletes at all campuses. Played my youth hockey growing up in Michigan a little bit differently than it's run here, but played midget hockey up through high school, then spent 3 years playing junior hockey, 2 in what is now the NCDC in Vermont, and then my last year for the Hawkesbury Hawks in Hawkesbury, Ontario. I then went to Augsburg University, spent 4 years there, the last 2 where I was an assistant captain, and then got done with that. Started coaching and training full-time, coached the Twin Cities Northern Lights in the Minnesota Junior League, and ran all of the Minnesota and Western Wisconsin camps for Laura Stam Power Skating. I came on with MAP and Fit 7 years ago, and looking forward to getting back to another year. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Matt Lightner. I'm a lead instructor that's primarily out of the North Campus. Also the head coach of the professional women's team that's based out of Minnesota here. I've been a lead instructor for coming up on 2 full years. So I originally grew up in Southern California, played on AAA teams there until I was 15 years old. Then I moved away and played the USHL for 3 years. 1 in Columbus, Ohio, 2 in Fargo. From there, went and played at University of Minnesota State, Mankato, 4 pretty successful years. All-time leader in assists there. Was a first-team All-American my senior year. After that, signed to play professionally. Did that for 3 years in the American Hockey League and also the East Coast Hockey League. Like I said, been here for 2 years, so gotten pretty comfortable with how things go and training the kids. So I look forward to another successful off season.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Fazio. I'm one of the lead instructors of that East Campus. I'm in my 2nd year at the company. I grew up outside of Chicago. I played all my youth hockey there, and from there I moved to Dubuque, Iowa, and started my junior career. That was 5 years long. I made stops in the North American Hockey League. Went up to UW River Falls and studied exercise and sports science, and then played 2 years professional. I'm looking forward to working with the players on the prospect exchange the most coming up for this year.
My name is Ross Kovacs. I'm from Dickinson, North Dakota. I spent 4 years playing at Gustavus. I'm currently in my 2nd year working for the company. I work mainly at the Plymouth location, and I'm excited to start training here coming up.
Hi, my name is Keaton Paxton from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Attended Osseo High School, where I played hockey and baseball. After that, I went up north and attended Major State University and played baseball there. After that, started training with athletes and hockey players specifically. Currently in my 3rd year with the company as a West lead instructor. Looking forward to seeing some familiar faces and some new faces as well.
Hello, everyone. My name is Emily Ock. I am the girls director. I grew up in Brooklyn Park, playing my youth and high school hockey for North Metro. I then went on to play 4 years at Augsburg University, where I graduated in 2020. And now I am a current member of the PWHPA. I grew up actually training with the MAP program and am now in my second year working full time with the company. I am looking forward to seeing new and familiar faces and getting back to work.
Hey y'all, my name is Reagan Rust. I'm originally from Mississippi. I played AAA ice hockey all throughout the US, but primarily with Pittsburgh Elite in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I committed to play Division I ice hockey at RIT, where I played there 2 years, was named to the all rookie team of the CHA. And then I transferred my last 2 years to play at Boston University, where I was named captain my senior year, inducted into the Beanpot Hall of Fame. And after that, once I graduated, I ended up playing a year in the PWHPA professionally. And then this is going to be my first year as a lead instructor for the girls at MAP Hockey. And I'm super excited.
Hey everybody, I'm Ryan Norman. I'm from Roseville, Minnesota. I spent 5 years playing my high school hockey at Shattuck St. Mary's, where I, in the summers, trained with MAP. After that, I played for 4 years at the U of M. I'm looking forward to getting to know everybody. Thanks.
Hey everybody, my name is Zach Tokinen. I work primarily out of the North Campus. I'm from Lino Lakes, Minnesota. I played youth and high school hockey at Centennial High School. From there, I played 2 years in the North American League and went on to play 4 years at Quinnipiac University. After that, I played parts of seven seasons in the East Coast Hockey League and the American Hockey League. And I've been at MAP for the past 3 summers while I was playing pro. And I'm now transitioning into, this is my first year on the full-time staff. I look forward to working with all our members.
Hey everybody, I'm Austin Langworthy. I'm from Mankato, Minnesota. Played high school hockey at Mankato West. Played 3 years of junior hockey, 2 of them in Breezy Point, 1 of them in New Ulm. Then committed to play college hockey at Bethel University, where career was cut a little short due to concussions. So been working part-time here at MAP for the past few years, and this is my first full year full-time. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm really excited to be working with everybody.
Hey everybody, Coach Steve. I'm the Director of Strength and Conditioning with MAP and Fit Hockey, and this is my second year with the company full-time. I played college football for Minot State University in the mid-90s. I've been the strength coach for Centennial Varsity JV Hockey for the past 7 seasons. I want to wish all of you good luck as you're wrapping up your individual seasons, and we'll see you soon. I look forward to banging the weights around.
Hi, everybody. My name is Erin Sheehan. I have been with the company for 7 years now. I am the Director of Operations on the strength side. I'm primarily in Blaine. I grew up in Wilmer. I went to college at St. Thomas and I ran track and field there. And I'm excited to see you all in the weight room.
Hi, everybody. My name is Josh Yu. I am from Minnetonka, Minnesota originally, where I graduated high school in 2006. After I graduated, I went to Morehead State University, where I studied exercise science, as well as playing lacrosse in the MCLA for 4 years. After I graduated, I moved back to the area where I've been working as a strength coach for the last 10 years. This is going to be my 3rd year with Fit and Map Hockey as a lead strength coach at the Plymouth campus. I am also the head coach of the Minnetonka boys varsity lacrosse team. And I'm very excited to get back to work with all of our members in the weight room.
Hi, I'm Travis Hoff, and I am the strength coach at Hudson. And I grew up in Stillwater, Minnesota, where I grew up playing hockey and soccer. From there, I went to college in Duluth, and I got my exercise science degree there. And I've been with the company since 2016. And I'm excited to see everybody this year and get started.
Hi, I'm Abby O'Reilly. I have been with the company for about 1.5 years now. I grew up in Lino Lakes, Minnesota, where I played hockey at Centennial, and I'm currently now coaching at Centennial, both involved on the girls and the boys side. And then I'm one of our strength coaches over here at Plymouth. And then I'm also a little bit at Blaine and in Hudson. So you'll see me a little bit everywhere. But I'm excited to get started and get going back at our training.
Hi, my name is Aiden Breen. I am one of the full-time administrative professionals here at the company. I have played 0 hockey in my life, but I've always had a passion for sports. I've played a number of other sports. My background is primarily in education, both on the teaching and management side of it, as well as some software companies as well. So I've worked in the administrative operations side of those industries. This is going to be my first year working on the administrative side with Fit and Map Hockey, so I'm excited to be there. Originally from Brainerd, Minnesota, going to be jumping around between all the different locations, so you'll likely see me at any given time. I can show up anywhere. So excited to be with you all this season, and look forward to it.
Hi everyone, my name is Bailey Thompson. I am the personal development director here for all campuses, and I've also been working on the admin side for the past about 5 years now. I actually trained at MAP growing up and played high school hockey at Mounds U as well as college hockey at Bethel University. I am currently in my master's program for sport and performance psychology out in California. So I'm really looking forward to working with you guys more on the mental side of your game this year.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rachel Sauer. I've been with the company going on 11 years now. I am one of the managers as well for all 3 campuses. I take care of more of the administrative side. Like Aiden, I have never played hockey as well. So there's that. The only other thing this spring is I'm actually going to be heading out on maternity leave here shortly, and will be kind of out of commission for the spring time frame, but plan to be back once we get kind of summer kicked off here.
Everybody, I'm Andy Kent. I am the manager with Mega Goaltending. A little bit about myself is played my youth hockey down in Lakeville. Ended up playing collegiate hockey up at Augsburg University. After Augsburg playing days, kind of transitioned into my coaching career, where I coached with Mega, kind of starting right off the bat. Been with Mega since day one, so I've been with Mega for 11 plus years. During my time there, I have also coached with a couple teams. I coached with Augsburg College for 4 seasons, and then the University of Minnesota Gopher women's and men's teams for a combined 10 seasons. And then I also coached in the Sochi Olympics for Team Finland's women's team. I'm super excited to have you guys coming back this year and getting after it. We got a really good development plan and can't wait to get started.
Hi, everybody. I'm Franke. I'm one of the Northwest campus directors. I'm primarily up in Blaine. I grew up actually skating with Mega and MAP throughout my high school and junior hockey seasons. I currently am the coach for the Grant City Lumberjacks in the NA3HL and the Kenai River Brown Bears in the NAHL. I grew up playing hockey in Elk River for 4 years, and then ended up going to play in Michigan for my last 2, and ended up graduating from St. John's University.
Hey everyone, I'm Justin Grant. I'm the North Campus Director in Blaine. I grew up in Southeast Iowa. From there, I went to Toronto to play 2 years of junior hockey. After that, I went to Northland College for 4 years, where I graduated with a degree in business, a minor in environmental economics and coaching. And then I went on to play 5 years of professional hockey all across North America. I'm currently the Bethel University goalie coach. This is my 3rd season, and I'm in my 9th season with Centennial High School.
Hey everyone, I'm Brandon Jones. I'm one of the lead instructors for Mega out of the North Campus. I also split time up in the training room with the strength staff. I'm originally from Spring Lake Park, Minnesota. Grew up playing youth hockey all the way through high school. From there, I went to Augsburg University, played 4 years of college hockey and golf there. I've been with Mega for about 8 years now, and I'm really looking forward to getting this summer going.
Hello, my name is Ryan Davis. I've been with Mega Goaltending for 3 years. I am originally from Detroit, Michigan, where I grew up playing youth hockey there in the AAA program. After that, I played my junior hockey in Sault Ste. Marie and then in Bismarck. After that, I went on to play college hockey at Nichols University. And then after college, I got into coaching. I am currently the assistant coach and goaltending coach for the Hudson Havoc in the USPHL. And I'm looking forward to getting the season started.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brock Couts. I'm the Hudson goalie director for Mega Goaltending. I'm originally from Rochester, Minnesota, where I played my youth hockey, 1 year high school hockey for Rochester Century. And then I played 5 years in the North American Hockey League, won a Robertson Cup my last year. And then I committed to play at the University of Minnesota, where I played there for 4 years. I'm currently the goalie coach for the Hudson Raider high school team, as well as a goalie coach for the Minnesota Magicians in the North American Hockey League. I've been with the company for 8 years. I did my training here as a goalie, and now I'm in my 3rd year as a full-time member. I'm super excited to get started.
Hi guys, my name is Michael Hughes and I'm a lead instructor for Mega Goaltending at the Hudson campus, working with Brock Couts. I played my youth hockey where I grew up on the east side of St. Paul at Tartan High School. I was a captain my senior year before going to the NA3HL, splitting time with the Great Falls Americans in Montana and the Alexandria Blizzard. Following that, I was fortunate enough to get a chance to play 3 years in the WIAC for River Falls, where Mike Fazio went to. And after that, I signed with the company full-time. I'm coming up on 1 year as a full-time guy. And before that, I worked for about 4 years as a part-time staff member, starting after I played junior hockey.
Hi everyone, my name is Noora Räty. I'm from Espoo, Finland, and I grew up playing boys hockey here in Finland and went to the University of Minnesota in 2009 to 13, and I was coached by Andy Ken and Justin Johnson. And after college, I hopped on the men's side and played men's pro hockey for 3 years. And after men's pro, now for the past 4 years, I play women's pro hockey in China. First 2 years in the Canadian League and now for 2 years in the Russian League. And then after I graduated from college, I started with coaching with Mega for 2013. So this is my 8th year with Mega.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kent Patterson. I'm the West Director for Mega Goaltending and lead instructor. I'm working mainly out of Plymouth alongside Carl Popper. I grew up in the Plymouth area playing for the Armstrong Falcons. I went on to play for the Blake Bears for high school. And after that, I went to play 2 years of junior hockey down in Cedar Rapids. I played my college career at the University of Minnesota, where I was All-American my senior year. After that, I went on to sign with the Colorado Avalanche and play 6 years, mainly in the CHL and ECHL. After that, I've been with the company for about 4 years full-time, played the latter half of my playing professional career, working and training with Mega Goaltending. I'm excited to get started and get back on the ice with you guys.
Hey everyone, my name is Carl Popper. I am the director on the West Campus for Mega, along with Kent Patterson. I've been with the company for 3 years now, originally from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I am currently the goalie coach for the Minnesota Gophers men's and women's team. I'm very excited about this offseason and looking forward to having everyone back and seeing new faces.
Awesome. Well, I think hopefully as we go through go through the list of individuals that are having the opportunity to work with your sons and daughters this year, that you feel a sense of excitement as we do in working with your kids. It's quite a tremendous lineup of people. We've been fortunate enough to come together, and it's always great to have like-minded people with different backgrounds and different experience levels, so that that can often make a connection with a variety of members that we have in our program. And so I think that as we kind of transition into discussing things that we want to make sure you guys take advantage of as part of our membership, certainly one of those things is the caliber and experience of the coaches that your kids will be surrounded with. The fact that they can have a conversation with a former professional hockey player, college player, high school star, to those who have been cut from numerous teams and then battled back to find a spot on a roster and then thrive and have success. All those trials and tribulations, there's a lot of accolades there, but there's a lot of backstory behind there that we know that we can provide insight and mentorship to your sons and daughters. And we always reiterate that, go up and ask questions and and get to know and pick the brain of the coaches that are in front of you. And if you don't, you're really missing out on a tremendous opportunity. So as you can hear, everybody's really excited about getting back to training. This is what we love to do. This is our full-time job. This is our passion. And so we're really excited to get started. With that, I'd like to kind of touch on a couple of other things that we want to make sure that as a member you take advantage of, some things that we believe further separate ourselves from other training programs or camps that are out there. First and foremost is something that we put into action last year, which is a level of synergy between what our on-ice instruction is doing and the skills that are being taught during our on-ice program, married up with what the goaltenders are then facing on the ice from the shooters and from their peers, and then having that then blend and work in a cohesive manner with our weight room, and making sure that the energy system of the individual isn't being taxed to a point where they're not being able to take advantage of the skills that they're requiring, or the new muscle fiber, or whatever phase we might be in the weight room, and making sure that all of those groups are communicating with each other to ensure that under one roof, your child is being able to go through a progression plan throughout the entire membership process, and getting top-notch training, top-notch education, and again, an efficient training method for their body, all aiming to essentially catapult them into tryouts. And so we're really excited this year with knock on wood, no pauses or deterrence from any kind of COVID situation, but to really be able to lay this out in its full capacity from the start of the membership until the last day, and really knowing and watching our members grow and go through that process is something that really excites a lot of us, and a lot of work has gone into ensuring that each member is going to have that type of an experience. In addition to that, Fit and MAP and Mega has always understood, and as coaches, we've always understood that at some point hockey is going to end for all of us, and that it's not just the sport that we enjoy, it's the life lessons that we can take away from participating in youth sports. And we wanted to make sure that as parents, if you're investing the level of resources that you are, and as kids, they're investing the time that they are, they want to make sure that it's maximized, that they're getting the most out of it. And we all believe that youth sports is a great playing field for developing life skills and character habits, and something that our staff is certainly going to reiterate and follow up on. But we go one better than that, and that is our partnership with the Premier Sports Psychology and their PMP program, which will be all online. And with that, I'll pass it to Bailey so that she can kind of describe a little bit about our partnership with Premier and what she has in store for our members this year.
Thank you. So we're really excited about our expansion of our mindset development program this year. Like Justin mentioned, we are partnering once again with Premier Sports Psychology and all of the great mental skills tools that they offer us. As far as our program goes, it's going to look a little bit different than it did last year, and we're really excited about this change. So we're going to be offering live online group sessions for your kids. They're going to be about 30 minutes once a week. We're going to be covering a lot of different mental skills topics, such as building confidence, enhancing motivation, and overcoming adversity. So I'm going to be leading those, as well as having a lot of our different coaches jumping on and kind of guest speaking and talking about how these mental skills have been an impact in their lives as well and in their playing careers. So as of right now, all of your players have access in their player accounts to sign up for those mental skills sessions. You can just sign up on your player account just like you would any other activity. We're also going to be sending out an email right after orientation here, just kind of outlining a little bit more about what this program is going to look like and what you can expect as a parent. So like I said, we're really excited to kind of implement our mental skills both into the lives of your athletes as well as into their playing careers and help them to achieve that optimal performance.
Excellent, Bailey. Thank you. So an additional piece to our membership that we felt is very important that has been added just a little less than a year now, but as part of your membership is our partnership with the Prospects Exchange. And there's kind of two main areas that Dan Iacowa, our guidance director, will kind of explain to you the guidance side and kind of that exposure side, but then as well as the IQ and development side of our partnership with the Prospects Exchange. And so I'll pass it to Dan so he can share with you the advantages and things to take advantage of with the Prospects Exchange. Dan.
Thanks, JJ. Again, I am the guidance director, Dan Iacowa. Excited again about continuing our membership and partnerships with the Prospect Exchange and Smarter Hockey. Little things about the Prospect Exchange is it's a analytics company that breaks down your shifts. So you send in your full game, they will break down your shifts for you and give you analytics on the things that we feel are really important within the hockey game. The members tier 1 and above, and the girls programs have received 2 free games. With that, you'll get those game analytics that I think you need to take advantage of. A couple things about the TPE is it's not only an analytics company, it also gives you an opportunity to send information to junior coaches, to college coaches, and it also gives them an opportunity to research your name and pull and watch videos. In talking with a lot of the players that we have that have already signed up, their concerns are that they don't have the perfect game to put on there. And I think the reason I'm talking about this is because the truth is if you are playing perfect games every day, you probably don't need the Prospect Exchange for your help. You're probably already a committed player. The thing that I think is really important is that what coaches really want to see is they want to see your details and your habits. And so no matter how you play, you're not going to play a perfect shift every time on the ice. So what they want to see is they want to see that you're working hard. Are you getting to the right spots? Are you a 200-foot player? Meaning if you're a great offensive player, do you back check? Those are the details that are really important. And, there's been people that have talked about being hesitant about putting it on there. For me, the main reason that I really wanted to partner with these guys is that it's about learning, and we have an IQ side of it. It's a session where you can sit down with a coach. It's a 45-minute session typically for $45, and being able to go through and really see the things that you're doing well and the things that you need to work on are important. There's a reason why junior hockey, college, boys and girls, and pro guys are watching almost every single game that they play. It's because it's a learning tool that a lot of times the feedback you're getting from coaches on the ice is not a ton every day. They have, in some cases, they have another 15 other players that they're trying to coach at the same time. So getting a little extra help on pointers of where to go is super important. And so going through the list, we've only had maybe about a fourth of you sign up for the TPE package. Get your games on there, sign up, and let's make sure that, it's not too late. If you wait till the end of the year, a lot of times it's hard to get video. Let's get everything uploaded. Let's have some contact if you have questions. Obviously, you've already received 4 different emails, so my information's in there and you can contact me. we're also excited that we are partnered again with Smarter Hockey with Tim Osterroot, who he is an academic advisor, and he also is an advisor for hockey. He's kind of the double threat. A lot of you don't realize, but if your grades, the better your grades are, the more money you save. Not everybody's going to be a Division I hockey player. So how do you try to offset some of that stuff, playing wise, money wise? An advisor is really somebody that can help you. Right now, there's a freeze on Division I coaches being able to come watch you. So having an advisor, having the prospect exchange, being able to showcase yourself is really important. The thing that Tim really does is that he will do an evaluation of your grades. It's amazing how if you can get your ACT score and maybe your GPA up just a couple points, that's maybe $5,000 a semester. Well, I think that's a pretty big deal. So a lot of times if you're not getting a full hockey scholarship and you actually have really good grades, getting a half academic, half hockey scholarship, next you're a full ride, as far as price wise, you become a full ride student athlete. So something to think about. Obviously, junior hockey, I was a head coach and GM for 6 years in the North American Hockey League. I have a son that's 19 right now playing junior hockey. It is not an easy thing right now, especially for your older guys. You need somebody in your court really pushing you. That's something that obviously not only us at MAP Hockey, but also Tim Osterroot can help, and making phone calls on your behalf and giving and educating you on the tricks of the trade, so to speak. It's not an easy path. I've watched it personally. I've done it as a player and as a coach. So, if you have questions, again, you have my information, please reach out. There's a lot of things that are changing, especially with COVID, almost monthly on details of when camps are, and just let us help you out.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a triple threat in the idea that, these groups have contacted us to kind of partner with us. And we've always been looking for groups like the Prospects Exchange and Smarter Hockey, because we know what the value of a service that can be for our athletes. But they've contacted us because they understand the detail, the level of players that we work with, and our advice. And so that we can often share with the coaches that are recruiting you or looking after you about what skill sets you need to develop, what your habits are, what your training habits are, what kind of person and character you are, what your grades are. And so really it becomes a really nice partnership across all three of us in working on your guys' behalf. And so certainly take advantage of the offering that we're providing you with the 2 free games. There's a consult you can have with Tim Osterroot. All of this stuff is listed on our site. And so we can certainly understand if you've been preoccupied with the season and where, trying to stay healthy and make sure that you're able to continue to play. But if you can take a moment, and we'll be sending you guys an email today after orientation. But if you can take a moment to kind of review some of this information and get yourself registered in the Prospect Exchange, it's free. You get free 2 games to load into there. It's a tremendous advantage, and we want to make sure you guys take advantage of it. Next, I wanted to touch on our CCM Extreme Discount, which is a partnership with Letterman Sports. This year, we think we've found a really simple way to deliver a wholesale pricing for our members at Letterman Sports. And that is simply, if you're a member of ours, we are going to share with Letterman Sports your contact information or your name so that you can go into the database, and when you're shopping in store at Letterman in either Plymouth or Blaine, you'll be able to apply the wholesale discount at the store. We won't have any shipping windows or any online ordering or any of that matter. It'll just be when you go to the store, you'll be able to get access to this pricing discount just for our members. And so we're going to have a window of time. It'll be likely May 1st, but you'll see some emails on that, and it will conclude July 31st. And so make sure if you think you're going to be in the market for new CCM skates or some sticks, or you want to take advantage of some of this pricing, to make sure you do so over at Letterman Sports. So something that we're very thankful for in the partnership with CCM and Letterman. The next item that I want to touch on is you'll begin to receive each week what we call our weekly snapshot. And this is designed to help in this kind of COVID world and in just a busy, hectic world, an opportunity for parents to have and the players to have an insight on what they can expect for the week ahead in the membership. And so this will include the themes and topics that the coaches will be covering on the ice, the themes, topics that coaches will be working on in the skills area, as well as in the weight room. We'll also have links and the topic areas for the mindset program as a reminder, so you kind of know and can stay on track with where we're at there. And we just think that this will give, and any other kind of weekly announcements that might be pertinent to, to our members. And so we just think that this will give you guys an opportunity to very quickly understand what we're working on, see the detail of which we're working on, and maybe give you a window of opportunity to have discussions with your player about how things are going, what they're working on, et cetera. And so sometimes we know that this can get lost in translation when they hop in the car and all they say is, how'd it go? And it went good. This is an opportunity to kind of have a little bit more depth and a little bit more ammo for that conversation. So we hope you enjoy those weekly insights that will be coming your way as we begin. The last thing I wanted to kind of touch on here before I pass it off to our campus directors is our COVID policies. And so for now, what we'll say is that we'll be following all of the Minnesota hockey and state regulations that are currently in place. And as those maybe loosen or that the restrictions change, we will be notifying you via email, via social media, and our websites of any changes and updates to that policy. So we plan to begin the season with coaches wearing masks, kids wearing masks as they have with currently in their play. The one change will be that we'll use locker rooms. We'll be able to get dressed and undressed in the facilities for the changeover. We won't have kids go out to their cars and do that kind of stuff. It will be, okay, go in. If you have skills first, you can go in, drop off your bag, go up to skills, then grab your bag and go in to the locker room to get changed, and then get unchanged, go upstairs and get up to your workout. So we will have that use and that luxury, I guess, if you want to call it that. Again, our players will be wearing masks while working out until further notice. And that is just kind of the world we're living in right now. And as I said, we will be very clear in our communication for campus to campus and for restrictions and changes or updates to our COVID policy. We're very fortunate, as a kind of a side note, we're very fortunate to open up in the time that we did and experience kind of, in many ways, the front edge of the cutting edge of the COVID wave and experience. And I think that we take a lot of pride in making sure that our members are safe, that they're healthy. A number of us have kids that are in the program as well. And so we're cognizant of, our own families and our own kids are involved in the sport and involved in the program. We want to make sure that it's safe for everyone, for our coaching staff, for our players, and for our parents. And so we will be taking this, continue to take this very seriously and keep you guys updated. I guess the last additional change, because I know we'll get the questions, is yes, parents are allowed to come in and watch. We'll just ask that you guys continue with the social distancing protocols that have been in place for a number of months now, and keeping distance and wearing masks and et cetera. But we are excited because that is a change from last year's membership that parents will be allowed to watch and view. So, and with that, I'd like to pass to Brad Thompson, who is our director of our East Campus, so that he can share with you some insights and program expectations for you at our East Campus in Hudson. Toms?
Thank you, Justin. Again, welcome to the program. Welcome to Map and Fit in Hudson, and thank you for taking the time to watch and listen for a little bit. First thing, we've touched on a little bit with some of the guys, but hockey is our passion. We've been doing this for a long time, and we're doing it for a reason. We love the game of hockey, and we want to help kids become better. So I want to touch on a few things here. First, this is an individual program. This is for you as an individual. It's been broken down into tiers. So whatever level you are at right now, that is the level of kids that you're going to be skating with, whether you're in MAP, Fit, or whatever. But this is an individual program. We're here to work on your skills, not your buddy's skills, not, the kid from anywhere else's skills. We're here to work on what you need to work on. So if it's skating, work on your skating. It doesn't matter what Jimmy next to you needs to work on. You know what you need to work on. And so you have to concentrate on that aspect. Part of that is kind of knowing what you are. If you are a talented hockey player, if you've got good hands, if you are a skilled player, work on your skills, work on the things that are going to make you better. If you are a grinder, continue to work on being a grinder and knowing what you are and what your skills are, and continue to work on your strengths and your weaknesses. Part of that is making mistakes. Don't come into this program and try to do everything perfectly. You're not going to get any better. Come in, work hard, and make mistakes. You're going to screw up. It's part of hockey. So make sure you make those mistakes to learn from them and to get better from them. Making mistakes is part of it. We made mistakes growing up, coming through one way or another, and we learn from them to help make ourselves better. The next thing is, how do we use the program? Whether you're in MAP or FIT, it's either going to be 5 days a week or 3 to 4 days a week. You don't have to show up every day. You don't have to do everything every day. If you do that, you're going to be exhausted and you're going to not get what you should out of this program. If you can make it on average 3 days a week and give us 100% effort at everything you're doing, that's going to be better than showing up 4 or 5 days a week and giving it 75%. Come in. If you can't give it the 100% that day, don't come up that day. You don't need to be here. You don't need to come and, lollygag around the ice. Come in, work hard, get your stuff done, and then you're good to go. So what we have in place for the program is we have a development plan that we have worked with the goalie guys and the training staff to kind of put it all together. We're calling it, it's a nice little synergy that we have where we're working on whatever on the ice it's going to pair with what we're doing in the weight room and what we're doing with shooting and stick handling, if that's part of it. So we can all work together to make sure that we're giving each athlete the best training that we can. We've been working on our program all winter. We have it set and ready. We've got themes every week. And so what we're going to do with those themes is we're going to bring in a lot more video work this year. So we're going to have videos of NHL clips showing, all right, this is shooting in stride, and this is why we're doing it, because you can get that shot off quicker or whatever else it is. There's a reason that we're working on it. It's not just something that we thought up out of the blue and said, hey, well, let's work on this. No, it's a reason. We've seen this skill. We've seen top end players use it effectively, and this is why we're doing it. And so we're hoping that's going to help a lot. We're also trying to get as many reps as possible in, so you can work on those skills and feel comfortable with them, so you can take them into games. Everything that we do, we want you to translate into a game situation. Whether it's shooting in stride from off ice to on ice and then on ice to a game, that's what we're doing this for. We're trying to work everything in a row, in a system, to help you guys get better and girls get better. So with our training on ice, we run a 20 minutes of skating, whatever that skating skill is for the day, 20 minutes of shooting, stick handling skill, or passing, or it could be a gameplay skill, 1-on-1s, 2-on-1s, something like that. And then 20 minutes of game time. Again, we try to give you guys game time as every day, but it's not a prerequisite that we give you that. It's something that you've got to earn. And same with game day. Every last day of the week is going to be a game day. For MAP, for FIT, it will probably be every other week, especially in the spring. But it's something that's earned. It's not, you just automatically get it. No, you got to earn it. You've got to work hard. You've got to be working towards being better in order to earn your game time. So that's how everything will go kind of daily wise is 20. You've got your skills and workout either before or after, or however it kind of plays out. They're all together. So that's one of the luxuries of this program, is everything is a one-stop shop, which is awesome. A couple of things. We are a teaching program. We're trying to teach details. We're trying to teach you to play the right way and to use your skills the right way in order to be an effective hockey player. To do that, you need hard work, you need commitment. A lot of guys have talent. A lot of guys are very good hockey players at Pee Wee and at Bantam and for high school maybe, but if they don't have the work ethic, they fall right off the map. There's guys that I played with growing up that were probably better than me that fell off the map, that stopped playing after junior or after high school because they didn't have hard work and commitment. There's a lot of different ways to do it. If you're a B player right now, that does not mean you can't play after high school. It just means you have to continue to work hard and get better at the skills that you need to get better at to get yourself there. None of this happens without a commitment and without working hard. And if you can do that every single day and not worry about what's happening right now, but that it's going to be better for you in the future, you're going to be a lot better off. So yeah, we're here to teach. We're going to try to get the details in there. We're trying to get everything that we think is going to help you into your game. And so you've got to be focused on those details. What else? The other thing that we're going to have is a lot of feedback, whether it's on ice right away, whether it's with videos. We're going to have iPads on the ice to show you things, because people learn visually a little bit better. And also you're going to have written feedback in your accounts, probably, throughout the year, probably going to have about 10. Every coach on the ice every day is going to give a feedback for a different player every day. So we just kind of go through a cycle that way. But you will get feedback. If you have any questions about that feedback, ask us, talk to us. What else do we have? So with our program, I mean, yes, we put you in tiers. If you have questions about your tiers during the season, players, you need to come and talk to us. Okay. As you get older and as you get higher up, you can't have your mom and dad come and talk to coach for you, because the coach isn't going to allow that to happen. So you guys need to learn to come up to us and talk to us. We'll give you honest feedback. We'll tell you what it is. Parents, you can still email us if you have questions about it. But we'd rather hear from the player first and have him talk to us, so that we can have that man-to-man, athlete-to-athlete conversation about what they need to do better. Or if we see that he's, been doing a very good job and he needs something else, he needs a different challenge, we are going to go ahead and move him. But it's something that they have to earn. So it's not going to be, oh, hey, day one, I need to move. No, not going to happen that way. You've got to earn it. You've got to show us consistently that you are a dominant player at that tier before we will even consider moving them up. We want them to be in the right spot, and we're not putting them in tiers for any other reason besides we think that's where they fit. That's where they're going to get the best use of this program. Myself and our staff, we watch hundreds of games a year. That's what we do. It's when we're not at the rink, we're watching hockey games, we're evaluating, we're talking to each other and saying, hey, was this person going to fit here? How's this going to look? And so we're doing our part to put them in the right spot where we see that at this point. And we hope that you respect that a little bit, because this is our job. This is the only thing that we do. And we try to put them in the right spot to be successful. I think the last thing I have is having respect in this program, respect for our staff members. We've gone through a lot to get here. It's all been different, but we've worked hard to get to our spot. Respect for the rink staff and the rink itself. You don't come in and just throw stuff all over the place. You keep it clean, you keep it tidy. If you spill something, we know where the mop and bucket is. We can fill it up for you and you can clean it up. If something breaks, if it happens to break, it's going to happen. you got to let us know. You can't just run off, because guess what? We have cameras anyway, so we know. Respect to our facility inside. So picking up pucks when you're done, cleaning up your weights when you're done working out. All those things need to happen. We worked hard to put that facility together, and throughout our company, there's only a few of these facilities in the country. So have respect for it. Be grateful that you have that opportunity to use it. I wish I would have had the opportunity to train at any of our facilities, because they are beautiful and quite amazing. And the last thing is respect for the members. We do not tolerate bullying. We do not tolerate racism. You'll get a warning, and then after that, you're gone. It's something we do not tolerate, and will be dealt with harshly if it does happen. So please, let's not let that happen. Let's not have it happen. The last part of this is, we're training you to be better athletes, better hockey players, but we're also trying to help you become better people. So let's make sure that we treat each other with respect and kindness as much as we can. That's all I've got. I'm going to pass it off to Brock now, and he will talk about the goalie side of things.
Thanks, Coach Thompson. Goalie parents, we are extremely excited that we put together a development plan that's going to go from the beginning of the training program all the way through the end. And we're going to go over every theme that you can think of as a goalie. And that's going from on ice to off ice, as well as the workouts. And we've worked together. We call it synergy. All three aspects of your training program, we have worked closely together, so they all correlate with one another when you're training here. And like Coach Tom said, you're in a unique spot because you get to do all three of these in one location, and there's nowhere else that you get to do that. So with that being said, we're also huge into the video feedback. So when you're on the ice, you're going to get instant video feedback in the first 20 minutes when we do our specific goalie stuff, as well as the 20 minutes when you're doing drills with the players. We're going to be recording you. A lot of kids are visual learners. Some kids, coach will say something, but sometimes they might not agree. If you see it on video, it's hard to argue the fact of if it's right or wrong. So that's a huge thing that we do here. It's not very common elsewhere. So I think it's helped me when I was playing because I did my training with Mega when I was at school, and I learned a lot from watching yourself, whether it's good or bad. There's always something that you can learn. We obviously point out a lot of positives, but a lot of coaching points come from that as well. And then another thing that you're going to get is the written feedback. So in your GEMS account, you're going to be able to see that Coach Michael or I or the part-time staff that are here are going to write feedback to you that you can go in, and at the end of the summer, you're going to have 20, 30 feedbacks. You'll get a little more than the players just because the number of goalies is obviously significantly less than the players. And so you'll be able to go back, you'll see every single one of your feedbacks from the beginning of the program to the end. And you can look, and as a parent, you can go in there and see that. So you're not just sending your goalie off and, hey, how'd it go today? You can see what areas they are great at, what areas do they need to work on, and so forth. And then in addition, we're really excited for our goalie skills portion that we put together. It was kind of new last year, and we're even more excited this year for the amount that we added. In Hudson, that location is going to be kind of in the corner of our facility. So every time you go to skills, you're responsible to check in with the players. So they all come together, whether that's inside during the spring or outside in the summer. You're responsible for going to check in, let the coach know that you're here. If you're a tier 1 and above, you got to make sure you do that so you get counted as here for attendance, and then you can go on and do it yourself. In the spring, Michael or I will be at every single goalie skills session, so we'll be able to help you along the way. So we know if you're signed up, we know where to find you, and you're not just hanging out by yourself. In addition to that, we require you to bring your phone to those goalie skill sessions so you can log the workout and you can follow along with what you do. Some of the stuff might not make sense if you read it on paper. So everything that you're doing, there's going to be a video aspect to it. So there's going to be one of the coaches giving an example of you tossing a ball off the wall or doing a certain stretch. If we say hip mobility number 7, some of you might have no idea what that is. So there's going to be a nice video going over exactly what that is. You're also going to be working on puck handling, mobility, flexibility, all specific goalie stuff, because obviously being a goalie is very unique. You got to have strong groins, hips, abs, so we put a lot of focus on doing those. A couple other things, the tier 1 and above, you do get an additional goalie clinic. These clinics are run with 20 minutes of skating and then 40 minutes of drills. So just like the development plan that we put together for the program, these clinics are done the same way. So every clinic's going to have their own theme. So the skating's going to be most likely coordinated with that theme. Sometimes you'll do more fundamental skating, maybe not directly correlated with the theme, and then the 40 minutes of drills will all be based off of the theme that we're covering for that week. That's a great opportunity for you to sharpen your skills. It's goalies only, and it's an hour long, and I think you can benefit a lot from, 1, watching other goalies in your group, but 2, just spending that extra time focusing on your goalie development. A couple other housekeeping things, attendance. If you're not going to be there, you got to let Michael or myself know. You're allowed to cancel up to 24 hours before the session. Otherwise, you're not able to cancel on GEM. So if it's within that 24 hours, please call, text, email Michael or myself. And it's going to be super simple. Hey, my kid, my son, my daughter will not be there. Perfect. Don't have to give me a reason. It's just nice to know before we get on the ice if that goalie's not going to be there, so we can coordinate with Coach Thompson, the other player staff, and let them know, hey, this is the numbers we have for goalies, or if we need to get other goalies on the ice, or if Michael or myself need to put the pads on and shut it down. Other than that, respect, just like Coach Thompson said. If a player coach comes up to a goalie and says something, pay attention. Sometimes the player staff are going to come up and, say this is what the player's thinking when they're coming down in this position, and vice versa. If a goalie staff goes up to a player and says, this is what a goalie's thinking in this situation, maybe you should look for this when you're coming down on a breakaway, or this, just because all of us have so much experience playing in our positions that, you're not just, let's say you're not just listening to the coach of your position. And that's what we love here in Hudson, is we all work together. We get along with everyone. We work great. So that can only make you a better person, a better player. Other than that, we are super excited to work with you, to have that full program. Obviously, we were cut short last year, but to get you started really soon, we're super excited. Like Coach Thompson said, this is our passion. This is our full-time job. We live and breathe hockey, and that's why we've been doing it for as long as we've been doing it. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it to the strength coach, Travis, and he's going to talk more about the strength side of it.
Thanks, Brock. I'm going to keep this short and sweet here. Welcome, everybody. We're excited to get to work with you, and hope that you are as well. The strength program for your athletes, we're going to be focusing on we're going to have multiple focuses this year, which will include strength, balance, athleticism, and plyometrics and endurance. We anticipate that you have high expectations of us, like you should, but we also have very high expectations of you. Be on time. That means coming early, 10 minutes prior to start, and coming in the correct workout gear, the correct shoes. Don't be coming in your Birkenstocks or your Crocs. Those aren't going to help you get better. We also want you to be focused, work hard, be respectful, and be ready to compete. If you're not going to be able to make that session, please let the admin know ahead of time. Also, we want you to be prepared to be challenged in many ways. That's be physically and mentally. The mental part and nutrition Those are becoming extremely important in the game today, so it's best to get started on that now. We ask that you come in, when you walk in the door, we want you to have a positive attitude, a solid work ethic, and be willing to work as a team with everybody in your group. That's very important. Also, respect the facility, the coaches, as well as the other members within your group. Thank you. We're excited to see the progress and take your development to new heights. From there, I'm going to pass over to our admin, Aiden.
Thank you. I'm just going to take a moment here to talk a little bit about your account, your player account, and some of the administrative side of things for the summer, the spring, summer, and fall. So just wanted to take a second to look at that. You may be familiar if you've done training with us in the past with the player account. If you are not, you are going to get familiar with it. The player account, or we might call it GEMS, that's the software that runs it, is what you're going to be using to sign up for every single session. It's going to be where we get your contact information as well as emergency contact information if something should happen during the facility. So it's very important to keep that up to date. And it is going to be also where you, what might be most important to some of the members, are going to load money for Gatorade, snacks, and things like that. So I just wanted to take a second here to plug. We actually had created an entire FAQ video library for you on how to navigate your account. That's accessible on the login page for the player account. So either on the Fit Hockey or Map Hockey website, you're going to be able to go to that. And in the menu in the top right, there's an option for account and player account. That's true on desktop as well as the mobile side of things. And on that page, it has our sign up and cancellation policy that Justin Grant alluded to a little bit ago. That is going to be consistent for skaters. I know he mentioned it's especially important for goalie coaches, but it's also important for skaters. We actually, as a part of that policy, we will have 24-hour cancellation kind of cutoff. You will be able to cancel sessions in your account up to 24 hours before they occur. If it's within 24 hours of the session, you'll have to call, email, or text. You don't have to get somebody on the phone. You can leave a voicemail. You can send a text. That qualifies as well. If you do not cancel your sessions, however, we will be charging for you being signed up. There is a cancellation or administrative fee. It's a mandatory donation to the Stenerson Sports Foundation is what it is, for a missed session where you're signed up but you do not attend. So that's very, very important to be on top of that. Otherwise, those FAQ videos are going to give you all the ins and outs of where you can go in and log in to your account. One thing I will mention is the money on the account. Again, that is what you can do, use to purchase. Your player is going to be able to purchase snacks and Gatorade, as well as sometimes apparel. So the way that works is at our facilities, we're going to have a sign up sheet where a player is going to put down their name and what they got. And we go through and look at those sheets and deduct that amount from the money that's already on their account. So you need to have a balance on your account in order for your player to be able to get something. It's not the other way around where we send you a bill later. So it's important you can do that from your player account. It's going to be listed under the product section right next to, it's going to show what tier they are, the different sessions for workout, ice, things like that. One of those options is money on your account. All you have to do is click on that, and it is going to give you options to upload different dollar amounts from that. So just click on the name, money on your account, to be able to do that. Again, any other questions regarding your GEMS account or signing up for sessions, canceling, those should all be covered in those FAQ videos, but you are more than welcome to reach out if you need to. Please try and look it up for yourself, just because of the high volume of questions that we get. Just take a look at those videos or things before you reach out. But if you need help, we're more than happy to help. Couple other things to mention regarding administrative side of things. Jerseys and t-shirts that you get as a part of your membership program, we're going to be handing those out at the facility. If we were to have an in-person orientation like we did in the past, we'd sometimes hand them out there, but obviously we can't do that right now. So we're going to have those first day at the facility. If you're not there the first day, we'll have it for the whole week or whatever it might be. So just check in with the admin desk and they'll point you in the right direction of where you can grab your jerseys and your t-shirts for the program. If you did make an online order for apparel, those are going to be shipped to the house, shipped directly to your house. So we've got an apparel window that's open right now, I believe for another week or so, that we're working with Letterman Sports. They'll be able to ship that right to your house. We will also have some apparel available for purchase on site. So if you don't get something during there, we will have some options, though it won't be as many. You'll have to pick from what we've got in stock there. Last couple of things, if you have any questions about your membership billing or anything like that, just want to let you know that your membership billing and your payment plan is not going to show in your GEMS account. It's not going to be visible in your player account. It's something that you will need to call us. If you sign up for clinics, if you purchase money on your account, that will show in your GEMS account, but membership payment plans and information is all stored in a different place. If you have a credit card that you need to update, that's all in a different place as well. So please call or email to do that, preferably a call, just so we're not exchanging payments information over email, so that we can get that updated, or if you have any other questions. And then lastly, your administrative staff, whether it's myself, Rachel, when she's around, or some of the other part-time administrative staff that we're going to be having at the different locations, we are your kind of point people for questions. So make sure that your kids, the members, are comfortable coming up and asking questions for us. If you don't know where you're supposed to be, if you have lost some equipment, if you need to make a call home and don't have a phone, I don't know if there's anybody that doesn't have a phone these days, but if that's the case, we can help you out with that. So please, that's one of the reasons that we wanted to be on this call, to introduce ourselves, so you're able to see our faces, get to know our names. And please, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to come up to the desk and ask us. We won't be too grumpy unless you're asking us to give you too much Gatorade. Or no, I'm just kidding. You're going to be fine either way. So feel free to come on up and ask any questions that you've got for that.
Excellent. Thank you, Aiden. I hope at this point, for those of you guys who are with us, have really had an opportunity to take in everything that we've been able to put together for your kids, and hopefully you're as excited as we are to get started. A lot of effort, time and energy has gone into, and years of time and energy have gone into this program, and to continually get better, to provide the opportunities and the resources for your sons and daughters. And we really hope that you guys see that, and we're excited to show it to you as well. So if you haven't had a chance to ask any questions through the chat, please do so now, as we'll kind of spend a little time here making ourselves available for any last remaining questions through the chat box. And if not, please feel free to email any of us that have been on here. If you have specific questions to your campus or to your campus admin, please do so. But until then, keep an eye on your inbox, because we will be sending emails out to you leading up to the membership and beyond. And so again, great, good luck to all of you as you kind of finish out your team season here. And we're looking forward to getting started with you guys all here in the coming weeks. Thank you, and we'll talk soon.